Hello, everybody, and welcome to Stretford Paddock. My name is Stephen Howson, and I'm here with Joe. I had a really good intro that I thought would be like a dead funny sort of pretending that I'm like Alcoholics Anonymous or Joe, one of those things.
Yeah,
Hello, my name is Stephen Howson, and I take copious amounts
and I've got a problem.
Oh, hang on, wrong thing.
And I'm being abused by Manchester United. That's what mine would be. Sorry, too soon?
Fuck's sake.
We should still be talking about the tea.
Hello, everybody. You all right? Tea, no sugar, yeah?
Tea, no sugar for me, yeah. What about you?
Well, I've asked for T2. I hope it's T2. Probably won't be T2. Everyone's trying to fucking slim me down.
Just a couple of Splendor.
Every fucker. Like, I asked for T2 at home and go.
That's T1.
It's definitely not 2.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us, everybody. If you're new around here, smash that subscribe button like it's Ed Woodward's face.
Jesus.
How's that sound? And the like button.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Paddy Evra called out the board.
Yeah, which is surprising considering he's been
just to the left of your head, there he is.
There he is. Look
at the camera.
Just there. Surprising because he's sort of been like invited to the club to work on his like coaching badges and stuff. That's why he's been there, isn't it? And then all of a sudden he's just getting stuck in on Instagram, was it?
Yeah, I'll let you know a little secret. I was texting him last night.
Yeah.
And I actually got a text back for the first time in months.
It's been busy.
Not that I'm fucking upset with that or anything. But yeah, so I was like, sounds like you've got a lot to say. Why don't you come do my podcast? Like I promised 2 years ago. And he said, soon. Should pull it up, actually.
Yeah. Pull it up. Expose him.
So, and look at that. I mean, I don't read that bit out, but...
Yeah.
He wasn't happy, should we say it like that? And then he finished it off with, I'll call soon. Good night.
Oh, that's nice. That's lovely.
It is surreal.
It is very surreal.
Fucking well surreal.
I like how he's just saved as Evra as well. Like, not like, it's just like that's all it takes. You know it is.
Yeah. So he says he's going to call me soon.
What do you reckon? Do you think that means he'll never call you? Do you think he will? Or
well, I did say. I hope that the board don't see their ass with you going like allow us to help you out because you're like, well, he's not said anything bad.
Yeah, what exactly do you think he meant by that?
Let's actually get that. So we'll get the exact quote.
Get the quote up because I was sort of in two minds as to what he meant. Whether he meant like changes need to be made.
I think it's time to get our hands dirty at Manchester United board. Are you ready to let us help you guys?
Like, hands dirty, does that mean like sacking people? Like
no, I think it means go to work.
Like get some of the old players in.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, like very interesting, isn't it?
Yeah. I didn't actually say what did you mean by that either. To be honest, I just kind of got. I think I.
What do you think?
From conversations I've had with him in the past, I think I can kind of get where he's coming. I know one day he wants to manage United. Yeah. I think him doing his coaching badges is step one of, I don't know how long that step of process might be. It might be 22 steps.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I think him getting his coaching stuff. I also spoke to one of the academy players, actually a few of the academy players, but one in particular. Is one of the ones that posted a picture of him the other day from the warm-up that he was at with the 18s. Yeah. And I just texted him and just said, just cuddle him.
Keep him close.
And he just said, he's fucking great, you know.
Really?
And we was talking about Joe, that we can always see that serious side. We can all see that that side of him where you know that he loves the club. He's obviously got the jokey side, which you see fairly regular.
Yeah.
And I said, I bet there's that third side. You know, you don't get to be a winner. You don't get to be that guy.
No.
Without having that absolute killer edge in you.
Yeah, he's got to be.
And the player in particular goes, I've seen it about 4 times a day.
Really?
And I went, oh shit, really? And he said, yeah. He goes, he proper fucking hammers us. And I said, I'm assuming this is like a standards thing.
Yeah.
And he said, yeah. He goes, if you do something that's poor, he's fucking all over you. He says, he uses the word love too much.
Yeah,
he says all he cares about is standards and it's always shit like remember who you play for and like look at the name on your badge and things like that. And you think, fuck me, Evra gets it, doesn't he?
Yeah, he definitely gets it. And it's amazing, like, he comes back and people have got so much respect for him. How amazing would it be to be this sort of person that you've achieved so much that people listen like that and they just take everything he says, or not necessarily everything, but he's just so respected in the club and the fans love him.
I had the best conversation with him. When I went out to Marseille, for those who don't know, I was doing Evra's socials. Not the chicken, that was not me, right? I was doing Evra's socials for him. It was 2 years ago, basically nearly full 2 years ago. the video that I did with him, if you pay attention, you'll see I'm not sat in the stands. I'm sat in Evra's box. And the room that we did the little bit where he started talking about United fans, that's Evra's bedroom that they did it in. Flew to Marseille, hung out with him for a few days. Had some incredible conversation with him. The conversation that we had was a bit like Chester Road, from Marseille to the hotel he was staying at, from Marseille Stadium to the stadium he was, for the hotel he was staying at. There's a main road from a stadium into the city centre. Now imagine Chester Road.
Yeah.
How busy that gets after
ridiculous.
a match. It's just a gridlock, innit?
Yeah.
So for 2 hours, we're in traffic. And he's just sitting next to me in the back seat of the car. And there's three of us in the back seat, and his brother's in there. His brother's a big fella. His brother's just like a bigger version of him.
Really?
And it's just shoulder city.
Just scaled up.
It's just shoulder city. There's no room.
Yeah, because you're no
there.
good in the backseat of a car.
At all.
I shared enough taxis with you in like Singapore and Perth. It's like just trying to squeeze like a buffalo in a car.
Yeah,
and
so
then, like, two more get in as well.
So Evra's brother Dom, he's about the
Yeah.
same size as me, but he's taller.
Right.
And then you've got Paddy in the middle, right? So it's squished up. Evra's just played, so I've got a hot Evra leg pressed up
lovely.
against me.
Nice sweaty Evra.
And then for 2 hours, I asked him about everything. And you just know I'm getting the truth here.
Yeah.
About all sorts of shit. Stuff that I've heard him talk about since, and stuff that I've never heard him talk about since. And stuff that surprised me. And in a lot of ways, I thought, talk about Moyes, I bet he goes in on Moyes. He didn't.
Really?
He just said, I try to protect that guy. Some of the things he was saying. And you're like, huh.
I think a lot of people seem to, when you look back, a lot of it was like they took chips out of the canteen and stuff, and all these things of like, who really knows how much little things affect him? I think he just wasn't right, was he, Moyes? He wasn't. It was never going to work, regardless of we don't have sausages on Fridays anymore.
No, that wasn't the difference.
That wasn't what did it.
We didn't go from champions to seventh because no one had fucking walls in.
Where's my lasagna? Where's my smiley? Rio needs his smiley faces, or he ain't winning the Premier League again. But it was just a lot of things. So you can see why maybe he didn't really dislike him or he didn't hate him, because most of the things that came out weren't his personality, or people didn't seem to hate Moyes. They didn't feel like he was going to be able to win anything with them.
I think Rio might have a different attitude.
Maybe Rio will, yeah.
And I haven't spoke to Rio about it. I've been lucky enough to interview Rio a few times, and I've never brought Moyes up, actually, because there's too much more interest in that you want Rio's opinion on.
Yeah.
For 2 hours, fucking pressed up against Paddy Evra in the backseat of a car. There was so much ground to cover, and I think I mentioned this either last week or the week before on here, which is, the story came out when he first joined and he immersed himself in the history and he'd go in the museum and stuff like that. I asked him about that, and I was like, why did you feel that was important? And he was like, this is Manchester United. He goes, you can't pull on the shirt of any club. He said he did this everywhere he went. He said, but you can't pull on the shirt of any club and know why the fans are here without knowing why they're here. And he said, I didn't just go in the museum. He goes, I took Bobby Charlton out for dinner. And I'm like, how fucking cool is that? He goes, and then I just fire questions at him. And I'm like, what a privilege that would have been.
Good. I wonder where they went.
Yeah.
Wagamamas.
Wonder where Bobby Charlton went with Paddy Evra.
trying to eat some ramen in Wagamamas. I'd love that.
But just things like that, you're just thinking,
so cool.
shit, and the fact that not only did he know to do that, but also the fact that he managed to go and do that, and the respect that he shows for Sir Bobby, Sir Alex, for the whole fucking club.
Yeah.
It breathes through him. And when I was speaking to one of the academy players about it the other day, and he was like, he's already made me a better player.
Really?
And he goes, that standards thing, he goes, is something, this is a 16-year-old lad. He goes, I thought we needed it. So the fact that Evra's come in and done that, I'm not sure, reading between the lines of things he was saying last night, I'm not sure he wants to be an 18s coach. I think he probably wants to be involved with the first team.
Yeah.
Or maybe he's got every right to think he could be involved with the first team.
Has he not got he isn't qualified to do that yet, though, is he?
But you get special discipline. You fucking win a European Cup and a World Cup and how many Premier Leagues.
You could be the manager of Man United.
You actually can be the manager. You don't actually need a qualification. I think for 12 or 24 months. I can't remember which way it is.
So you've got that time to get it.
Because Southgate, I believe... Was it Southgate when he took over Middlesbrough didn't have any badges? Is that right?
I don't know. Because, there's loads of steps, isn't there? There's like 7 or 8 sort of steps you have to go through, each more expensive and less applicants taking each time.
As we was discussing the other day, talking about where's the loophole to go and get your licence, driving licence.
Yeah.
There's also places that you can go and get your UEFA licence, because it's a UEFA licence.
Yeah.
England, Spain, Germany, you're going to get put through the ringer.
Yeah.
But like Belarus, Northern Ireland and places like that, it's a little easier to
Well, in England, apparently, I think this is a rough estimate, or the estimate isn't. The number I've heard is true, but I can't remember exactly. But it's something like 300 or so sort of UEFA Pro licenses a year, which is like the top one. In England, it's about 300. In Spain and in Italy, it's like 900. Like the amount of top level coaches in England.
It's also subsidised in Germany.
Well,
this is an excellent book, by the way.
It should be subsidised here. Then we should whatever you can do to get more people with those qualifications.
By Jonathan Harding, Beyond the Cones, explains a little bit behind Germany's reputation for being one of the best places for young players to develop and why that is and what the modern German coaching setup is all about. This is a fucking good book about that very subject.
So is it subsidised by the FA or by
DFB?
Yeah. Okay, because there's no reason that England shouldn't be doing that. The fact that there's a third as many top-level coaches being produced in England every year.
The English FA makes so much fucking cash.
Yeah, ridiculous. Everyone does. They all do. FIFA does, UEFA does, they all do.
Here's the thing, like, so many ex-pros that want to go in and become UEFA A, B and Pro. You've got your level 3, I think it is, your level 2, and then your level 1 is your UEFA B, and then I think there's UEFA A and then Pro license. I believe that's the route through all the way to the top. Like, if you're a pro footballer that's played Premier League level, even if it is a few grand, that ain't shit for you. But there should be some sort of like starlet program where if you're an 18, 20-year-old fucking turbo nerd who wants to coach, or an academy player that dropped out before 21 and never played in the first team, there should be a grant system where you can go, I want to do this. And they go, cool, all right, you volunteer for 300 hours.
Yeah, it should be almost like a, not community service,
go and coach your local fucking under-9s.
Yeah, fill all this out.
We'll fucking pay for your coaching.
Yeah, exactly, because... Like I've got a mate who's sort of doing it, and he's doing it actually through. They do a lot of stuff at Man City. They got like all the under 5s and 6s and 7s that you can, and the men's and women's teams and stuff that you can kind of work up through, and they have programs that make it a bit easier. But he was saying it's like the amount of money each time you go up, it's like Scientology or something, where like each time you get up to another.
Congratulations!
Level,
now it's 10 grand.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
so and it's just like it just seems to put people off. You can see why it's just. I mean, obviously, there's a few managers who never played pro or were never any, high standard, but it's sort of prohibitive to people who aren't from a really high level football.
Well, that's it, yeah. And the way around that should be every grassroots club or even every Premier League club should have some sort of community reach program where an 18-year-old lad can go, I want to be a coach. Yeah. I want to coach football at the top level. And to do that, I need to get my pro license. To get that, it's probably going to be 20 grand, right? Or it's like 5 years of coaching one team 2-3 nights a week. And
well, like golf clubs have that, where they have a club pro, don't they? That will play at the club and sort of build the reputation of a club by being a professional player that plays there. And they're often not on the top level tours. Like Worksop, where I'm from, there's a club pro. So if like smaller clubs had like the club coach or the UEFA Pro coach per club, that like I said is subsidised by the FA or by the club, and it sort of brings a reputation that if you come and train at this place, you're going to get top level coaching. That would only increase like the standard throughout, wouldn't it?
There's a guy called Lee who was one of the best coaches at junior level that I'd seen. Pretty much every junior coach Jaden's had has been a dad.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Every time ours all were.
And for 1 or 2 seasons, and it was actually the best coaching he ever received, funnily enough. And for a reason, I think he probably enjoyed his football the most during that time as well. He had a professional coach, and that guy had, I think, 5 teams. Yeah. And he was working through those. I think he was voluntary, certainly voluntary at the team Jaden was at, but I think he was voluntary at maybe 2 or 3 of them, and then he was paid like expenses at one, and one was funding him through all of his coaching courses. And it was like, I think Stockport might have been the one coaching him, putting him through his courses. Yeah. And then he had like a women's 18s team, a kids under 9s and under 14s, and a men's reserve. Or just he had loads of fucking teams he was working on, but he was a full-time coach. He ended up leaving because an MLS team picked him up.
Really?
Yeah. And then he went out to America, and now he's probably been there a few years now, but he's finishing his stuff over in there. He was a Watford fan, weirdly, living in Manchester. I don't really get many of those. No. But like, top bloke, top fucking coach. The sessions he put on were brilliant.
And I bet you knew, like, bloody hell, he's a good coach. Like, you'd want your kid to go there, wouldn't you, if you heard this reputation of this top coach?
You see so many of dad coaches that are just shout loud, Just fucking kick it.
Throw him.
Get rid of it.
Take it all out.
My heart broke every time I heard her get rid of it. Because you're not...
Get rid of it. Push out.
No, we're trying to create footballers here. Get rid of it. No. Play your way out of trouble. Pass your way out of trouble.
Yeah.
And I never heard him raise his voice. The only time I ever... Like, they lost one game and they were poor in that game. And he said, look, do you know what, lads? I think you're all better than what you showed today. And that was him losing his rag.
Yeah.
And apart from that, he was really chill, and he was all about skill development and putting the problem solving onto the players, which is fantastic, which is what it should be about.
Yeah.
Get your questions in and stuff like that, and any comments that you've got, and we'll fire into those as and when we get a chance. So United have come up with a statement.
I love this.
And like the video as well. Can we get 500 likes? I think that'd be the most we've ever had on a like. Do you know what? If we get 500 likes... Do you know what? Actually, on a very, very serious note, get me 200 likes and I've got a surprise for Joe. 200 likes. We're at 71. 200 likes, and I promise you, but you got like fucking 10 minutes to do it because we've got to wrap this shit up. So get 200 likes and I've got a present to bring Joe live on air, and he doesn't even know what it is.
I have no idea what is going on right now. I'm absolutely terrified.
He doesn't have any idea because he's literally arrived as we were starting.
Yeah, I feel sick.
It's down there. It's in that box right there.
Is it a cat?
In fact,
is it a kitten?
do you want to bring it on so the people can see we actually have a surprise?
I don't know what this is.
You don't know what this is.
Is it for me? Or is it just for us? What is it?
Yeah, it's kind of for Paddock, yeah. So 200 likes and we open the fucking box.
That's how we try and get views.
So there you go. Likes are flying up. Fantastic. So let me read the statement out in the meantime, then, while we're doing. Don't peek.
All right.
You have to be careful which way you open it so the address isn't on.
Is it one of those can of peanuts where it's
not a can of peanuts? No. It's good. It's good.
Okay.
You'll see. Let me find that statement.
Just bring a box on. We need to do this on every video. Mystery box.
What's in the box?
What's he doing? He's opening it.
No, he's just getting rid of the address off the front of it.
Oh, okay, good idea.
Smart fella. Sometimes. So this is the statement from, this is the fans forum, which I believe wasn't this week. It's very interesting that this comes out
and
today.
Also, what does Man United spokesman mean?
I believe it's a spokesman for United.
Well, do we know who it is?
I do not know who it is.
And do we know who sanctioned this being said by this spokesman?
No, I don't. I could probably text the guy, that guy, you know the guy, and find out, but I don't know, actually. Right then, it says everyone at the club, from the owners down, is focused on competing for and winning trophies at the highest level. A couple of things. Everyone?
Yeah. Are they? I don't know. Maybe.
Okay, let's move on.
Yeah.
Let's assume they are.
Let's take it at face value for now.
Yeah. Joe, don't open the box, take the money.
I will do.
I've had a right good time. I think we're just going to...
We're going to take the speedboat,
Anyway,
please.
To do that, we have invested heavily in the squad and will continue to do so. Do you know what? Yes, they have. They've invested the third highest amount since Sir Alex retired than anybody else. But stop fucking talking about how we're the richest club in the world and then say you're investing heavily. We should invest so much money that other clubs complain.
Yeah.
That's how much money I want us to invest. You've also divested, but we'll get into that another time.
Yeah.
We only need 5 more likes and we've done it. At the same time, the exciting pool of talent coming through from our youth and academy sections is a result of increased investment in this area over the last 5 years. Now, yes, I will also grant them that as well. It's important to note that while our successful commercial operation helps drive that investment, the priority is the focus on achieving success on the pitch. Okay. So
that to me is like, look at all this stuff we've done for you. Like, aren't you grateful? Look, we've put money into the academy. Like you wouldn't have expected us to do that. Of course, you put money in the academy. Yeah. It's a football club trying to win games. Like, why wouldn't you put money in the academy? Trying to get a pat on the back for it. Mm-hmm. Anyway, sorry. Carry on.
Carrying on. Similarly, it is worth noting that we are not looking at buying players based on a commercial appeal. I think the lady doth protest too much.
Yeah, that seems a bit...
Why is that in there?
A direct response to accusations, isn't it?
Which are probably factual. Yeah. We agree that recruitment is critical. We are committed to getting this right, and there's been huge investment in that area to put our recruitment department into a position to be able to deliver. And now, I also know that's true. They may or may not internally be calling it the Looking for Jesus committee or some fucking thing like that. What was it? Was it Looking for Jesus?
That's what they called it?
Yeah, kinda. Like, derogatory.
Right.
People were calling it.
Okay.
Was it looking for Jesus? It was some fucking...
Sounds about right.
It was a piss take, was what it was. Anyway. This process is significantly more effective than 4 or 5 years ago. Okay. Right. Now, on one hand, yes, the signings we made at the moment, this season's signings have been better than previous seasons, seemingly better scouted. But come on, man. Everybody knew, Daniel James aside, everybody knew how good Wan-Bissaka and Maguire were.
Yeah.
Don't tell me you... And you also paid more than over the odds for both of those. Now, I'm not asked
No,
about
I don't
that.
mind the
I don't really
fee.
give a shit about that. It doesn't affect me. But don't pretend that you just fucking unearthed a rough diamond like, ha, look at this we pulled out of our arse. Like a Mahrez or a Kante a couple of years ago that Leicester managed to do. We haven't done that.
No, unless Dan James turns into that. But it's not. It's too soon for them to be bragging.
Correct.
Like that's happened already. It's just a weird... I want to know who it came from and who it was released to and why it was released. Because is it meant to be an official thing that goes out to the public? Was it meant
Well, it was
to
the
be...
Fans Forum, which is a weird little
what is that?
secret sect that I've never heard of anyone that's been on it.
No. What is it?
It's like where the club meets the fans.
Is there footage of it? Is it...
No, there's no footage of it, is there?
Because this wasn't said by a human being, was it? Unless it was read off. Because that's phrased too well and too perfectly.
No, that looks like an
has been
email
typed.
or a written statement that they all got dished out.
That wasn't just quotes from some meeting, was it? That might be taken out of context or something.
And they prevented it being taken out of context by what they did, obviously. Can you share this on my channel as well, please? Thank you. We're over 200 likes. If you want to open your box,
Do you want to open it now? Or should we go after we've talked about that? Are we opening it?
Yeah, do it.
I mean, is he holding it for me?
You sit down, stay sat.
Okay. What is it?
It's pretty good.
Show the camera.
What is it?
But I think I can guess from what's written on the box. Like,
it says, "Football Pez 2020."
what do you think that could be?
It's a football, and it's got Pez on it. Can I open it? How do I open it? Yes, lads. What is this? We've got a Pez kit in that. Yeah, look at right. So there you go. Football Pro Evo. Yes,
Paddock!
boys, look at that. You know what else we got in here? When did they send us this? Pro Evo, and it's got this copy of Pro Evolution. We're in the big time now, boys. Look at this. I'm hiding behind the box. Here we go. Look, Pro Evolution for PS4. Oh, look at that. Lovely little football.
You missed the best bit. I'm going to not be honest with you.
What is it?
Bit of grass.
Bit of turf. Look at that. We'll put the ball on there. When did this come then? Why?
This morning.
They love us,
Literally,
don't
we
they?
had a guy like delivery, and I was like, he said, I've got one, and Paddock have got one, and I was like, who the fuck sent some for me and Paddock? Like, who even knows Paddock's in here?
Yeah,
I was so confused. And then we go. Yeah. So, big thanks to Pro Evo.
Thanks, Pro Evo.
And let's be honest, the guys at Jelly for sending that out.
That's
top
ace,
lads.
isn't it? We don't
So,
get stuff like that. Cheers, boys.
Should we have a game of Evo this week
Yes.
sometime?
Yeah, we need to play
Thursday?
some Pro Evo.
Should we do it Thursday?
That sounds fantastic.
There we go, lads.
Man United are in it, aren't they? Scott McTominay's on the front cover. Why is he like? Why they're all like cartoons, aren't they?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I did have a go when we went to the launch at Carrington, and I like it.
Do you?
I do.
I haven't played it yet. I'm looking
good.
forward to it though. Lovely. Right, should we get back to that press release then?
Go on then. I mean, there's nothing really more to be said on it, I don't think. It's
Well, what do you think?
strange.
What do you think to the? Why do you think it was brought out? What do you believe any of it? Do you think it's a response to United actually trying to make a change in the way they're doing things? And
I want to know when. I don't want to know exactly when it came out.
Yeah.
Because I think that's important. There's also the investor call tomorrow. So expect that to just be complete and utter bollocks that comes out from that. And
always the
people are going to
same.
get fuming.
It's gonna be the same,
because they're going to be like, you're shit. Someone's probably going to say this on the stream. You're shit. What does that mean for like revenue? Because essentially this is an investor call. This isn't about the football side.
Yeah.
And they have to pretend that no matter what we do on the pitch, we're still financially strong. So he's going to come out and say some bullshit like he said the other week. Like, we don't need to win trophies to be successful off the pitch. Because technically they don't. But This is what annoys me,
Well,
though,
they
is because
do
you would be
eventually.
so much more
We do eventually.
profitable as a football club if you was dicking it.
And also, I know, obviously, like I said, it has to be money-focused, these calls, but it's a bit kind of... It just feels a bit...
Lord Voldemort
You're
says
missing
definitely
the point.
sponsored. It wasn't sponsored. They've not asked us for anything.
No, definitely
They
not.
literally just sent it us in a box. In fact, I've not even had an email about that. We literally just got a
You know.
delivery this morning, which was like, there you go. No, there's nothing on it. There's nothing. It's not asked us to do
It
anything.
just says, thank you for supporting PES 2020, playing is believing.
And thank you to them for giving us some free
And if
shit.
it was sponsored, we'd have to say on the video anyway, because that's against the law otherwise.
The laws.
Yeah, it always feels a bit like, especially when it comes after a loss or a bad result, that those investor calls are just a slap in the face where it's just...
They come at such a horrendous time every year.
That's because a lot of times are horrendous times at the minute.
That's very true.
But yeah, it just always feels like just saying, no, we don't need to win games. All right, well, do you not want to win games then? Like, what's...
Why doesn't none of the investors go, yeah, but Ed, if you was winning back-to-back Champions Leagues, don't you think you'd find sponsors a bit easier to come by?
Yeah. Well, no, because we still get more people watching the games than anyone else. We still get all that. And it's when that starts to slip is when the problems start, isn't it? Yeah. And then who knows what happens, hopefully.
Who the fuck knows? Any questions from all y'all in the comments? A couple of people sent us a picture of their brew on
good
on
lads.
Twitter. I like that. Got time for that. Joe wanted to do... Other Joe, not this Joe.
Not this Joe.
Wanted to do a biscuit challenge.
What, one of them, how many biscuits you can
No,
eat in a minute?
like how long your biscuit can stay in. So almost like chicken with a biscuit in your brew.
Chicken with a biscuit.
Chicken,
That sounds nice.
but with a biscuit.
What biscuit would you go for that? If you could
You got to
pick-
go for an hot knob. Hobnob.
Hot knob?
Hot knob.
When's the last time you went for a hot knob?
Talk to your affair.
Hobnob. Chocolate, are you using that as sort of a reinforcement?
See, on one hand, your chocolate's a good reinforcement, but does the chocolate melting in there affect the structural
stability.
integrity of your biscuit?
And also, if
I
you
don't know.
pull out a hobnob, a chocolate hobnob, and the chocolate has completely been removed from one side, is it still intact?
You make a great case.
That would be good. I tell you what would be good. That would be good. You know, like Top Gear when they reveal their car, you come in and you reveal your hot knob. You reveal your biscuit. What did you choose? Leibniz. You know them fucking ones with a massive thick layer of chocolate on, but it's rich tea on the other side, so who knows what's going on there?
And I say, someone comes in with some. I'm sure these are in your repertoire. Something like a fucking
Fig roll.
trail mixed fucking fusion.
One of them where it's
just
dense.
It's just wood.
Yeah.
What are you doing? That's not a
Chickens.
chocolate bar. That's not a biscuit. Says biscuit on the case. Bastard, he's done me.
Yeah,
on a technicality.
It's a rabbit hutch. Just one of them. Just shredded wood.
Luke Matthews, Ollie can win. He just needs to be brutal towards referee or his job is on the line. I don't really think kicking off with referees is going to make a difference.
No.
Liverpool are going to win the league sooner or later. Jesus Christ, mate, you don't have to do that. Am I going to the 23s? Nope, got to go and look after my beautiful little girl. I should be there on Saturday, though. Actually fucking getting my ass to one of the youth games this year because it's been an absolute mare getting to them. But yeah, Saturday I'm heading over. I'm hoping, I haven't bought a ticket yet. I really need to speak to young Mitch about this, about what the crack is with it. Matthew Daly says, Howson, go on a diet, you knob. Fuck you, Matthew, don't tell me what to do.
Also, he's been on a diet for about 3 months, so, deal with that information where you will.
I mean, by diet, you mean I eat.
Yes.
It is a diet.
It's a diet.
Amen, brother. Sure, Mitch. But I am thinking of going watching Salford Thursday as well in the Super League, doing very well. Ollie would be better than Rashford right now.
How long do you think he's out for then? Because Solskjaer said he's going to be a while, didn't he? And that's an odd thing to say
immediately.
Before any scans, before any tests, anything.
Scan was today. I can probably find out later how it's gone down.
That's an interesting one, though, isn't it? Groins are usually a while, aren't they?
Yeah,
because you can't run or twist or kick anything.
The nightmare for someone like Marcus, who's reliant on his pace, is when he can't open up his legs because he's got a foot groin. Yeah, that'll go quick. And that's one of them that just ends up being a niggle for so fucking long. Yeah. Think about the power he has to generate with a shot. Ooh. Yeah. Felt my groin again. Yeah. All of those things it's going to take a long time for that to recover. Yeah, that's a nightmare.
It is. Do we know what's wrong with Martial yet? If anyone knows what injury Martial's got,
or Pogba, what the fuck's up with the pair of
if
them?
anyone knows what's up with them, please let us know, because
We should recall that Chilean tosspot now to cover our losses in attacking, since we're paying three-quarters of his wages. Can we do that? Has he been registered? As I was looking through the squad before, I was trying to pick my 11 for Wednesday night for a Devils preview that I did before. Is it here? Here's me 11, right? I really struggled picking an 11. I went onto the squad list and be like, there must be someone I can't think of here. And I was like, why is Sanchez still there?
Can we play him? Will he play?
I don't know
if
what
he'll
the
play.
is.
If he's got a kit, he can play.
Hola, Alexis.
That would look terrible if we brought him back, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
PR-wise.
Yeah. Especially as Ollie basically was like, thank fuck that fucking helmet's gone.
Yeah, exactly.
In as basically as.
Then
many
again,
words.
though, that's what Zidane did to Bale, and he's their only non-injured player now at Madrid. So there is coming back from it.
Marshall's out for another 3 weeks.
How do we know that? Please, that can't be true. That's so sad if that's true.
Pogba limped out of St Mary's after Southampton. Do you know what though? I've seen players limping around after games a lot, and adrenaline got them through the game, and then they play the next week like nothing.
Rashford looks hampered for a few months. He has looked a little bit hampered for a while, hasn't he? To my trained eye.
I can, from my informed ear, I can tell you that he's been fucked since Henderson fucking done his ankle in, and I think that they're probably going to give him an op while he's out with his groin. Or I'll rephrase that: they fucking better give him an op because I know they was taught. It's only a keyhole one that he needs, but. He's been struggling with it. You might as well get it all fucking done at once.
Yeah. Get it all done, get the conservatory and the extension done at once.
Yeah.
Love it.
New roof.
Yeah.
United currently have no spine in the team and hardly any experience to protect our youngsters from all this pressure. Experience supported by youth and a system that works, which we don't have. The thing is, you can't, and I've got a video coming out on my channel about this probably today, if Cameron gets his fucking finger out his arse.
It's still in there, I can see it.
Yeah.
Smell it.
Up to the fucking knuckle. I think if... no idea what I was going to say now.
You were saying something about
Football,
about a video you're going to be doing.
Yeah. What was it? Experience. There we go. Fucking get back at it in the end. Never failed me yet, kind of. The experience is pointless without... When someone says an experienced player, what do you think of?
In theory, you think of what it was like when Scholes and Giggs and Neville were there, and then you had people coming through like Rooney and stuff like that. People who are 10 years older who've been there for a long time. A
level of performance, it's advice, but more than that, it's decision making and it's character and it's leadership. Those are the things I think of when I think experience. And when I look at our experienced players, I don't fucking see that.
No. Yeah, just their age isn't translating to like experience. It's almost like a wisdom as well, isn't it? Which is something you don't just get automatically because you're old. You have to show it and have it.
There's a lot of old idiots.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why Solskjaer's suggesting Maguire being captain. Or was that quote true? I didn't see him say it, but I saw
him say that one.
Someone said that he had said that he might be looking at making him captain next season. But Maguire seems to have an experience to him, despite not being the oldest in the squad. He seems to speak well. He seems to talk to the young players. Everyone seems to like him. He seems to know what he's doing. He commands himself well on the pitch. He's the sort of person that has experience, even though he's only 26. You don't have to be 30 plus to have that experience. No,
and you can be an experienced, what people would call an experienced player. Rooney would have been classed as that at 24.
Yeah, exactly.
And you can have that, and that's all that sort of stuff. Tom says, "Who do you start with?" I said, "Well, I'll give you the 11 because I'm not doing a preview for it because ain't no fucker watching that." So here was what I went with for my 11. I went with Romero. I thought about Delo at left back and then changed my mind to Rojo because every team needs a fucking maniac, doesn't it?
Yeah, and he was good against.
He was. He was a goal threat.
He was.
Wan-Bissaka, Pondy right.
Yep.
Axel and Jones in the middle. I thought there was nothing really wrong with that necessarily, and
let's go with that.
Don't think they were mega tested, but whatever. Garner and Fred.
I'd like to see that. I'd really like to see that.
Actually, I rephrase that. Garner, Fred and Lingard because I wanted a midfield three because I do think Ollie needs to mix it up a touch. And then Chong, Greenwood and Gomez as an attacking three.
I think that attacking three is almost certain, assuming that
You've been reading my text.
Greenwood is back. No.
Let's pull that
Why is that? Have you said that?
Well, the fucking grammar, I'm not going to say who it is, but the grammar off someone here, I mean, that could be taken both ways.
So sort of explain the situation slightly. You're texting...
No, let's not just... either way, someone says, Angel or Tahith will play.
Okay,
Is that
so
Angel or Tahith? Angel or Tahith will play. Like, the fucking grammar in this text is shocking.
Yeah, it could have been
It could
a
mean
mistake.
95 other things. Because it's also, I'm not sure. I think he means, I'm not sure. Needed a full stop there, son.
Yeah.
And then the rest of that, like, the I'm not sure confuses it a little bit, but yeah. Well.
Yeah. But I think, so Greenwood's back. We're sort of certain of that, are we?
We think so. He had tonsillitis, I believe. I think he's over that.
Yeah. Yeah, I would go something similar to that. I think we can't risk... Well, again, I was just going to say we can't risk playing a more weakened squad than that. We haven't got a more weakened squad than that. That's what we've got. That's our second...
My issue, as you can see, the arrow going from Gomez, as I wrote my text, it's probably not visible on there, but...
Just about.
The arrow that I made over there is because they did have Gomez in the 10.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I don't have anyone to play left wing. And let's be honest, he kind of... And I don't want to arrest him.
No.
So unless we're going to do it another way... I was like, to be honest, Angel can kind of fill in.
Yeah.
He ain't a left winger.
But in the same way that Mata isn't a right winger. He's been playing there for 4 years.
Yeah.
So.
But Cam gave us a bit of insight. He was at the Fleetwood game on Saturday.
Look at this, look.
And they played Rochdale.
Oh.
Coincidentally.
That's good,
So he gave us a bit of an insight there on how Rochdale played. And he said they parked the bus against Fleetwood. And you're like, fuck's sake.
Right.
They also haven't won since August. Top.
We haven't won away since March.
1947.
So, yeah.
So yeah, there you go. Could be fucking carnage.
Yeah, could be.
Any more for any more?
I just want to see us just score 5 goals. I just do anything. If it's Rochdale, who cares? It's a cup we don't care about. I just want us to put a few goals in for once.
That'd be nice, wouldn't
It'd be lovely, wouldn't it? 5-1. Just score a few, please. Our defence is actually all right now. It's not amazing, but it's pretty good. We just can't score.
When certain players don't play. I think I'll leave it there. But thank you guys for joining us. Make sure to subscribe if you're new. Luke Matthew, sorry, I just got a question here that I thought was worth. Stephen, please comment. Fan cam playing the negative cards to get more clicks, views, and super chat donations. I think that's always been the game with fan cams. You'll notice we don't really do fan cams on Stretford Paddock. People are like, hang on, you fucking say fan cam. The fan cams we do are with other Stretford Paddock presenters. We don't really do fan cams with the general public. We do what you would call fan cams with people, but we ask them a very set series of questions to talk purely about the game.
Yeah.
The opportunity to just fucking lose your mind isn't there.
We try and stay away from that.
If you see what we're trying to do with our no filter video, which the last one would have been after Leicester, and there's going to be improvements to that because we're doing more stuff around that. You don't need negativity. For some reason, negativity is big. We're going to try and move into a bit more light-hearted stuff. A good friend of mine, Mick Ferry, a comedian that's been on Live at the Apollo and stuff like that.
Really
We're talking to Mick about doing a show which we think will be quite funny. He'll probably be quite angry in that because that's the kind of guy he is. But I'm hoping it's in a light-hearted kind of way.
Angry. It's
not just
it's not just people
absolute
screaming
fucking
at
rage, man. Like, I worry for people that are losing their shit over football like that, and I wonder about their intelligence. I wonder about the what sort of perspective have you got if you're just fucking losing your mind over things like that?
Yeah,
what's happened in your life that this is the most fucking serious fucking... I've been to war, mate. Think how fucking ridiculous I would look fucking shouting and screaming outside Old Trafford when I've been to war.
I've never been to war, but
Puts
I've been
things
to
into perspective,
Cleethorpes,
doesn't it? Like,
and it's not.
Where's
it's not great.
Like, how sheltered is your life where this is the thing that makes you lose your shit? I lose my shit over very little. Actually, that's a lie. I lose my shit in here with all these dickheads all the time. But that's different. That's standards.
Yeah, and also people who just only want to be mad. They don't want to look at any other sides. Let's just scream into the camera.
Yeah.
Ideally, we don't do that.
And ultimately, you're going to lose your fucking mind because you don't control any of that.
No.
You don't control the outcome of any of that shit. No. So losing your mind
and they're the sort of people
that
would have been calling for Fergie to be sacked in 2005. So, you know, these aren't people that, well, I just want to see how it was. They will have been, Fergie needs to go after the Real Madrid game.
I saw it.
All that kind of stuff. So
Zach says we haven't all been to war. Yeah, no shit. But, like, I think there's still a way to get some fucking perspective in your life. If you're losing your mind like that, screaming in the street, like, there's bigger things at play there, I think, than
just football.
People go, they're just passionate. Well, like I'm not a fucking passionate United fan.
No, it's not.
Like people who fucking go in there and don't lose their shit every week aren't passionate United fans. You know, no. I think there's, and when is passion an excuse for fucking anything?
No, yeah. A crime of passion is still a crime, isn't it? Just because you fancied it, don't mean you didn't murder her.
Yeah, you know, I think, and he's actually just put it. It's called passion, for fuck's sake. No, it's not. It's called fucking poor IQ and fucking lack of perspective in your fucking life.
Yeah.
So fucking sling it, you dicks. Right, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you can go follow Joe on the old social media machine.
And we're going to be doing a bit of Pro Evo, hopefully. I like the sound of that.
You might as well, yeah. I believe you're our resident FIFA head, aren't you?
I'm our resident FIFA head, but I'm willing to, you know...
He's fucking bigged himself up here.
I bigged myself up. Cam's behind the camera saying that he'd batter me. We'll have to see, mate. We'll have to see.
Right, we're out of here. Laters.